Hey guys, this is Magickal Lady Duchess, and I am on the road with my husband, and so I decided to do a video on creating witchy habits to really benefit your life and to really get you to excel to another level of practice. Okay, so human beings are creatures of habits, right? The vast majority of us and how we spend our own lives is dictated by habits that we hardly ever think to call habits. We hardly ever think about them really like that. Okay, so they can be really, really hard to break and hard to start. And so I thought that I would do a video on creating some really, really good witchy habits for you to have in daily usage, because a lot of times we use magic only when we get in trouble and only when we really need something, instead of it being a lively part of our life. Habit forming can be really, really hard if you're new to it, but with a little knowledge and a little practice, you can form those habits and it will become habitual. Habits are made up of three key things. And if you want to establish a new habit, you have to do all three of these things in place or the habit won't stick. A lot of reason why you guys can't move forward in magic and make things move is because you don't normally stick to anything anyway. Everything is kind of like short-lived. You try for a little bit, it works. Even if it benefits you, you still won't be consistent, so the stuff doesn't move. So this is just a small video on helping you to create healthy habits in witchcraft. So when something doesn't happen, you're not scrounging and picking up to formulate something. You're actually doing it every day. So that's making you proactive for the things that you need to happen into your life magically. Okay, all right. So the first thing of the three key pieces that you have to make things flow is called the cue. The cue. What is the cue? What is a cue? They use cueing and acting. They give you the cue to act. They give you the cue to speak. They give you the cue even when you were going to church and you were singing in the choir. They gave you a cue to stand and a cue to sit down and a cue to go longer and elongate the note. This is the same way. It's the same principle, same practice. The cue is what tells your brain it's time to initiate or to start something new, to start a new habit, to start a new creation, to start something beneficial for you to do. That's what the cue does. Our brain needs the cue to get us started, okay? The cue needs to be something that you're already doing every day. Maybe it's right after breakfast or your morning shower, or maybe the moment you get back to your desk after lunch, or maybe in the morning before you even actually get out of bed. Okay, it could be your morning routine or your night routine. You could do it at the same time every day, but just make sure that you do it. The point is to get you guys is just to do. To do is the hardest part in all of this, because we want something quick. We don't really want to put a lot of energy into it, but we want something massive and big to happen. And unfortunately, that's not how magic works. It happens out of routine. It happens out of habit, which is why I wanted to talk about habits, creating healthy habits, because let's be honest, we got tons of bad ones. We got tons of bad habits. Oh my God, we have tons. I can't get this word right. We got tons of bad habits, and this is what I'm trying really to break ourselves. I guess I should have left it alone at first, break ourselves of doing these things that we normally do, so that we can have a more flourishing, fulfilling, destiny-fied type of life. You got to start off with cueing yourself off. One of my morning rituals that I do in the morning when I'm home is I will literally, my husband used to do it too all the time. Not so much now, but he used to do it all the time. I will literally do a ritual where I will light incense or our incense cone, and I would just walk around my house and speak to my house, speak my intention, tell the day how grateful I am for it. Tell the universal Father, I thank you. This is what I love about you. This is what I'm grateful for. Because everything is a law of attraction. Whatever you put out there, that's what you're going to get. And that's what you give the mind. You're creating that habit. You're creating that ritual every single day. Okay? So that's the first step to it. The next step to creating that 3 key piece is the actual habit. The actual habit of what you want to create, whether it's writing in your journal, whether it's meditating for 5 minutes, whether it's lighting candles for your gods or goddesses and your deities, whether it's stirring intention into your food that you're cooking, whether it's you're putting sigils in butter when you cook and you're using it. This is what you want to perform, whatever action you're doing, to incorporate into your daily routine. I can't tell you how essential creating good habits in mastering witchcraft, how beneficial this will be to help you. I'm not trying to make this a long video. I just think that it's so important and it's so essential into creating good habits. We have so many bad ones that they're a habit based out of fear, based out of pain, based off of our past experiences. They have nothing to do with today. So I want you, if you're going to be a practitioner, if you're working on Reiki, if you're working on anything magically, if you're reading tarot cards, I want you to create good habits to go along with all these things that you're doing, because that's just going to make you a stronger person. That's just going to make your skin just a little bit thicker, just a little bit tougher. You can take a little bit more. Being a witch, or being anything remotely related to a witch, or being a sorcerer, whatever you want to call yourself, because I really don't like the label part of it. I just think that we're all spiritual creatures and spiritual beings in human body, in human form. I think we're all made of stardust. I think that that's our life. You know, I think that's our life, and we have to be fair to ourselves, and we also have to be fair to other people. But you got to put you first. You got to get out of the unhealthy mindset. Some of you guys, the things don't manifest because you have these roots of negative planted things in you, and you don't know how to move forward. You don't know how to get out of that negative habit, and that will not sustain you in the new being that you want to be. You're asking the universe to grant you with great things and to bless you with abundance and prosperity. And so it's trying to get you aligned. So maybe the old habits that you have, keep getting new jobs, not really satisfied with them, keep getting the bad dude, not really satisfied with him, he's not, but you're wanting to be aligned and you're wanting to be centered, and you wonder why these things are not working out, but you're asking for something different. What do you think the universe, that loves you more than anything, it created you, what do you think that it wants you to have? It wants you to have healthy, great habits, okay? So the next thing is the reward from the cue, from you creating the habit. Now you have the reward. This reward is the most significant part of the formative part of making the habit. Lack of reward is the primary reason why new habits fail to persist. Let me say it again. The lack of the reward for something that you're putting the effort into is the reason why new habits fail to persist. A lot of you guys won't even practice spell work anymore because you tried it the first time and it did not work. Instead of saying, okay, let me write down what I didn't do. Let me write down what didn't work. Maybe I need to twerk it. Maybe it was just not twerk your ass, but twerk the spell work. I gotta say, y'all be, no, not twerking your ass, but the spell work. So that's why I think it's really essential that I write this book, so that I can help people create their foundation. I don't think that I'm the end all be all, that everything I say is correct. I don't think that at all. But I would love to give people a foundation, a solid foundation to start with. And after you read that book, and after you take your notes, and after you put your work in like that, you can be whatever you want to. You could be Zimbabwe, Babalu, da da da. You could be any of that, and that's fine. Okay? So It's the reward. It's the lack of reward. That's the primary reason, again, why people fail to persist and create that habit. You absolutely must follow your new habit with something that makes you feel good. For you, many of this reward will be built in. Um, I have a story. I have a story. So when I was trying to be like my mom, it could be raining, and my mom could go outside and it would stop raining in her yard, but it would still be raining around us or raining across the street. I had never seen anything like that. I tell you guys all the time, I thought that my mother was God or some type of uh, angel or something, a dark one, but yet still. So I wanted to go outside and I wanted to do that. And it took me forever, and I've only done it one time in my life. So, and that's me being honest and transparent. But I kept doing it, and I was like, I suck. And so she could do it by the wave of her hand. I realized I had to use a tool. So I got the wand and I was able to do it with the wand. But had I not would have persisted with that because I was looking for the reward for right now, that's just not how it happened. Now, I haven't been able to do that again. And when I did do it, it made my nose bleed a little bit. So that stopped me from making that a habit because I didn't like the feeling from it. So you must absolutely follow your new habit with something that makes you feel good. So for me, if my habit is the ritual that I do every morning saying thank you, after I do that, I reward myself with maybe some coffee. I'll make me a nice cup of coffee. And in that coffee, I put my intentions in that coffee for the day, and it gives me a sense of great centering and calmness and peace. I go outside, I'll sit outside in my backyard and drink my coffee and just think, okay, so I need to get started and do this, this, and this, but I just want to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do this, to be successful in it. I thank you, universe. I think that's essential to creating a good habit. If you're the kind of person who sometimes feels really, really good after meditation and sometimes doesn't, then the feeling cannot be your reward. This has to be something that makes you feel good about what you're doing. You have to pick something else to reward yourself with. Even if the reward is smiling to yourself and giving yourself a quick, hey, you go girl, or you go boy, whatever the case may be, a positive note or a great affirmation, this can work. The last thing to kind of keep in mind with everything is that the reward needs to be instantaneous. Don't wait. Don't wait until, oh, I forgot because my phone rang and somebody called me. No, this is a priority. This is for you. Don't reward your habit with the promise of something else later on. Do it right now. Do it when you do it. Do it when you do your habit. Do your reward. If you want the reward to stick, it's just like not comparing us to our familiars or anything like that, but it's just like when you teach them how to sit and you teach them you reward them with something instantly after they've created the habit of sitting. This is how we have to apply things to our lives in the witchy world or the spiritual world. This is just a small video on that. I will give you a link below talking about the rewards and how the habit forming and things like that and how it could really help you in creating that. With me traveling as much as I do with my husband in the summertime, my rituals are different, my habits are different, but I have to make sure that I do them. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot wait. You simply cannot wait until something happens and then go, oh, I'm going to do a spell on them. And no, this has to be part of your habit. Because remember what I'm saying to you is that magic isn't microwavable. It's not something that you could just pull out. It's not an ATM. It's not something that you can, okay, you ain't studied at all, but you wanted to help you pass your test. You have a part to play in everything that you do, magically and otherwise. I'm Magical Lady Duchess. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try not to make it too long on creating habits. For readings and workings, you can please go to my website at www.magicalladyduchess.com, and that's Magickal, ladyduchess.com. Thank you guys so much again, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like, subscribe, comment below. Please tell me what you think about that video. Tell me what you think about me. All right? Much love to you guys. Many blessings. Ashe.